Cool. Right. Everybody give me a sanity roll, please.
No.
Versus Sleestack, unless you have Sleestack maxed out.
Well, funny you should say that.
You are a Sleestack?
Okay, what's the over-under? Oh.
It's 1/D6. 1 if you make it, D6 if you fail, max is at 12.
What? It's not on the sheet. Oh, come on, people. It's a basic sanity.
That's right.
What's the max?
12.
Oh. I have it down as 8.
I have it down as 8.
Maybe it's 8.
Very good. If it's 8, then it's only a D4.
Right. Jameis is correct in this. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a total fraud.
Yeah. I made my roll. So, okay. 1 point if you make it.
Yeah. I'm just used to everybody making their fucking roll all the time. Okay. You guys are sitting in the detective office, the Young Detective Agency, where Henry Young, Sleestack, yellow point on top of his head, big black eyes. And he's like, so that's what the case is, he says. As though you've been here for the whole conversation and he just concluded.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Did you start over?
He just taps his claws on the desk and glares at you with his huge black eyes. None of you were paying attention, were you?
Was astrally projecting.
That takes him back a ways. Give me a fast talk roll, bud.
G'day. It's just the dreaming was a bit fuzzy there. I didn't pick it up.
He said, Dr. John Sinclair, the county coroner in Burlington, needs some help.
Burlington?
That's right. Drowning victims in Lake Champlain aren't that unusual, nor is it been unusual for victims to wash ashore in various stages of predation. The number of such victims has been unusually high in the past year, about 1 per month, 10 in the last 10 months, as a matter of fact. The last one, though, demanded unusual attention for a number of reasons. First of all, the victim has been positively identified as Roberta Eclair, Roberta Eclair, the wife of a local councilman.
She sounds sweet.
She was, I'm sure. Take a card, Jameis. He says, Mrs. Eclair vanished 2 days before her body was discovered while walking her dog Scamp near the shores of Lake Champlain. Scamp turned up at home the next day dragging his leash. While Mrs. Eclair's body was mostly intact, large bits were missing, including a couple of limbs. He looks at his hand. She wasn't in the water long enough for decomposition or small fish to have done this. Something sectioned her. And not the way you were thinking either, young man, he says, pointing at Sheila. He can't tell if humans are male or female. It's beyond him. He says, because of Mrs. Eclair's social prominence, he's under considerable pressure to figure out what actually happened to him. Unlike the previous itinerants, ne'er-do-wells, scum, and all that, who weren't greatly missed. In other words, she's important enough to give a shit about.
Big dog, little dog?
Well,
White dog.
in that city,
dog,
I think John Sinclair's a fairly medium-sized dog, if that's what you mean.
You said John Sinclair was the ME, right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were using slang. You mean the actual dog.
Yeah, Scamp?
Oh, I'm not sure. You'll have to interview him.
Sometimes dogs will chew on their masters if they die.
Really? That sounds like a human thing. He picks up his coffee mug and it says human problems, and he sips out of it and sets it down. Right. Anyway, her husband's name, the Mrs. Eclair, her husband named is Jeff Eclair. Who's going to be the driver and sign for the vehicle?
I'll take it.
And he gives you the keys, has you sign for the vehicle. Would you like the optional insurance?
How much is it?
$15 more.
Yes.
Would you like the optional Act of God insurance? $25 more on top of that.
No.
Are you sure? It's only $40 altogether.
Any god in particular, or?
Dick Carjanis, he produces a list of deities. Damn insurance company has really been cracking down on us. This one is protected against let's see.
Throwing a magic now.
This one is protected against the big ones, the Great Green Arco Seizure, Croesus, Coben, and the only problem is it's not protected against the Religion of Peace. But if you find anybody from Religion of Peace, just let the nearest police officers know, and they will kill the shit out of them.
Okay.
We're not sure if any of this has anything to do with the earthquakes that we've been having, the rain of singing frogs, or the people that mysteriously committed suicide by turning themselves inside out. Police are still investigating all those things. And of course the sentient bicycles that chase people around. We're not sure exactly what was happening with those things.
All of those were happening in Burlington?
No, those were happening all over the world. No, not in Burlington. They were everywhere. In fact, I've got a couple of the bicycles locked up. I'm working on taming them, but it's not easy. Not sure what they eat. I've tried apples and such, but they just get caught in the spokes.
Have you tried playing cards?
I don't know. He thinks that's over. He's like, you're a sharp one. All right. Take a card as he's now going. He's just sitting there contemplating it.
I look down at what I hope is my body. Am I in Dana's body?
You're not really sure. It seems to be your body, but nobody's really looking at you, and you got called a young man already once today, so that's not good. I mean, there's no delicate way of telling, honestly. There's no mirrors around, of course, because who the fuck would have a mirror? Not this guy. Apparently, looking at yourself if you're a slee stack is too terrifying to own a mirror. So you just don't bother.
And I look over at my companion.
One of them looks very recognizable. I'm not sure if you've ever seen Reb before or not. No? Then one of them looks a lot like Glenn, except a little bit. It looks like his hair is just getting longer and longer, like some sort of fucking hippie from the fucking 70s. And the other guy you don't even recognize. It could be fucking Alex Kinley just going right, you know.
I mean, you get the feeling that, hey, I know you.
Right.
We do know each other, but
Yeah, you've definitely got the buddy feeling. But you're not sure
Who's
which
in this
buddy. Are we ourselves, you wonder? So yeah, that's he gives you the address, he gives you the place, he says, if you want to do any research or whatever, the remains of the library should have anything for you. Otherwise, be sure to report in to Dr. Sinclair. And remember, I'll give you the same advice that I give to my very children. Don't talk to the cops. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Good luck. We're all counting on you.
The client doesn't want the police involved? Or
No. The client is Dr. John Sinclair. He called me. I called you. You came. You asked to project it. We talked. It was nice. You are now going to Burlington. There's a map. You can have it. Here, look, it's marked. Where we are is marked. Where it is marked. Now,
yes.
Unfortunately, the roads, some of the main roads and such, have been closed off due to the giant snail attacks.
Saying we shouldn't collaborate with the police.
Just remember what we always say here. He shows you a poster on the wall that says, fuck the police. Okay? Because also keep in mind that since you guys are monkeys and such, they may decide to, turn you over to the government, who will conduct various experiments on you. I've heard that some humans were recently taken by the government. They forced them to wear lipstick and get their underarms sprayed with deodorant so they could tell if they were harmful or not, because people thought medical testing on animals was just inhumane, so they switched to humans. So unless you want that kind of fate to befall you, I'd stay away from the police. As Glenn just sits there watching the madness of the world swirling around his legs as he trudges forward through the swamp of indifference.
Yes, you're right. Very appropriate. That's the only way for humane testing.
Yes.
We'll go now.
Your car is number 27. Most of the preceding ones were burned in the fire. We suspect Freddy did it, especially since he made a musical video about doing it.
That would be my guess.
No, we have the musical video. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
They show you a musical video of Freddy, and it looks just like Freddy dancing around, burning several cars in a parking lot, doing some sort of cover edition of the Firestarter song. And he's wearing like fucking Speedo things with wings on them and shit. And he's trying to juggle some torches, and he accidentally sets part of his hair on fire and drops one of the torches and stuff. But the song continues like he's badly lip syncing it. We're not sure why he would do such a thing.
I try to do the dance.
He gets up and begins thrashing around like a pregnant hippo who's just stepped on a fucking Lego.
It's a catchy beat.
Get out.
I leave.
Take a copy of this and give it to Freddy and tell him he's in big trouble.
What is it?
It's the tape.
Oh. If you guys are ready to go, I will drive and put this tape in Freddy's storage locker.
He has a storage locker in this zone?
Yeah.
Why am I hearing myself? Who am I hearing myself from? Let's see. Is it you? Mute yourself real quick, Glenn. Let me see if it's you.
I just need to turn down your volume.
Why is Glenn naughty? Sheila, discipline him later at your convenience, would you?
It's no use.
He lacks discipline. Yeah, he's right. I don't hear myself anymore.
Okay.
Testing. I can hear myself again.
How about now?
Testing. I definitely hear myself again. Why are you wicked? No, it's not Jameis. I figured that out. And it's not Sheila, because I'm still... No, you're right, Scott. You were completely correct. It is you. You are the weakest link. Yes.
Yeah. Turn you down and you keep talking louder.
I'm talking like I'm normally talking. I'm barely hearing myself. It's acceptable now, but I don't understand how I can hear myself through your headphones.
The merger is finally complete.
Are we becoming the same person? That's absolutely fucking terrifying. I think Scott's gonna get the shitty deal on this one. Okay, so welcome to Overweight, Scott.
Once
Keep
we're in
it
the office.
sleepy.
You guys go out to a car, it has a big number 27 spray painted on the door. It looks as though this car, it's a bit nicer than something that's been driven in Demolition Derby. However, it looks as though it's ready to drive in Demolition Derby because the doors are welded shut. They have some sort of like strap. It's a cage thing made of straps that goes over both of the things. Although it still has the front windshield in it for reasons. It does also have like a ramming plate on the front, though, like the police.
I've got two questions for you. Who are you and where are we?
There's a lot of our slee stack guys wandering around and shit, and one of them's got like a dog that's got like a little horn on it, and he's leading it behind. It's like just weird.
Glenn James, how the hell are you?
G'day, I'm Reb Sild. I'm apparently quite new to this dreaming thing. Met some others in here.
This is Boris. Land where the Dino people took over.
Do I get tarot cards here, Logan?
Yes, good call.
You been to the Land of the Lost?
No. Is that somewhere in Africa?
And what?
Let's see. The two cards that Reb gets are this and oh wow, strange.
Oh, all right.
Welcome to dichotomy. Or you might be pregnant with death now? Shit, your baby is dead, I'm afraid. That's not good. That's what happens when men get pregnant. Their baby dies inside of them and becomes fat.
It turns out it was only a burrito after all, though.
A baby-sized burrito.
So, Reb Silv, what's your deal?
Yeah, I've travelled around a fair bit. Do a lot of survivalist stuff.
Where are you from?
Australia?
Sugar?
Australia.
Like sugar?
What year?
1987. But, this year.
Right. I'm from the 20s.
1920.
America. Yes.
And I will pause doing my squats for a little bit.
She seems to be trying to work out all the time and stuff, and when she pauses, you hear a voice go, "Silence!"
And I'm Dana Zool, 2017, United States.
There's a 2017, man. Were you just making up stuff?
We did not blow up ourselves. Spoiler alert. We made it to at least 2017.
In your world.
And in my world, there was a way.
Lucky for you, I think this dino person zone, Boris, is around the 1980s.
Oh, by the way, Glenn and Dana, give me memory rolls.
I've got a memory card if you want to use that.
Mm-hmm.
Scrolling. I made it.
Ooh. Glenn's busy astral projecting right now or looking at the card, but Dana, you're thinking he didn't offer Reb IDs or anything like that, so he doesn't have any of that shit. He was probably thinking Reb was somebody else because he can't really tell humans apart very well. So he just assumes it's somebody he knows.
Glenn, do you have some money that works here?
Yeah.
Because Reb doesn't have ID.
Oh.
I need ID here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Didn't need ID in the other places.
Some you do.
Some you do, some you don't.
You see some kid running, screaming from a bicycle as it chases him down the street. It's a small bike, though. Small kid, too.
Okay. Here's some money. You guys go file the paperwork. I'm gonna look over the car and make sure that it's in good shape before we take it out.
Dana, you've actually never filed paperwork because the PI office takes care of all that. He probably just doesn't know that he needs to. You see him immediately pop open the hood and begin crawling around inside of the engine. He's doing as much man stuff as possible. He's going all the way except for dry humping the engine. He's like, "Oh, this carburetor thing is a bit. I think I should change the air filter. You know, how's it taste? You know, all that kind of stuff. All the man things that deal with cars."
Such a monkey. Come on, let's go back in.
All right.
No problem. You guys go back in. You see Young trying to write with a pencil. There's a bunch of broken pieces of it nearby because pencils and claws don't go well together. He looks up and he goes, "Ah, yes. Here for the new case?" He says his stuff and begins digging out another case.
My friend here needs some papers.
Well, I only do papers if they don't already have them and they're going to be going on a case. So let me give a case
Indeed.
to you two, he says.
We hear there's action in Burlington.
Oh, you're going to Burlington. Ah.
We were.
And what about this young lady, he says, looking at Reb. He's just guessing wildly, pretty sure. Who do we need the ID for then? Who are you?
Do you want it under your own name? Do you want to try to track
Is
them?
it own name? Did you say her name is own name? How do I spell that?
My name's Reb Silk.
Reb Silk, he says. Silk. Yeah?
I spell it for him.
Ah, okay. No problem.
Logan knows how to spell it.
No, Logan has no idea. He gets all the you help him get all the paperwork and stuff. Sheila eventually manages to convince him that he's already given her an assignment, and that he, once you give him the name, then he looks you up and goes, "Oh yes. You well done, young." Glances at you, thinks hard. Creature, good, and right. And eventually, you guys go back out. Glenn's got the car disassembled, and he's like, "This is." Oh wait, no, no problem. Yeah, everything as far as the car itself goes, mechanically, it's sound enough. I mean, you can make some tweaks, invest a couple $1,000s into it, and really get it going. Or it is a basic car. I don't recommend like high-speed drag racing with it and shit, but it's okay. It could definitely use some more gas. It's got half a tank. And according to the map, you're going at least 4 inches.
I'll get it filled up.
Oh, we can probably walk that if it's just 4 inches.
No problem. He gets in the car and begins to drive off. After yelling at him enough, he stops and lets you guys crawl in through the closed doors and stuff through the windows. And you guys all head off. Who's riding shotgun?
This is, you mentioned racing car. Is this like netted, crawl in through windows type of deal?
That's right.
All right, I'll go in the back.
Okay.
Because I like to contort. No, I'm stuck.
She has managed to her feet are sticking out. She is somehow partially in the back seat. You're both confused as to how this has happened. You're like, I don't think it's possible. And Glenn with his mechanical repair is like, we'd probably take out that passenger seat. That may be the only way to free her. I have no idea what she did there. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Is she tangled in the straps or?
No, you're just baffled. She seems to be tangled in the seat. You're thinking that.
All right, I'm good to go. Buckled in.
Yank her out.
You're worried that may cause some damage. All right.
To the car.
Sheila, roll a d6 -2. You want low. This is how much damage you take from him just manhandling you.
Okay, so 3.
He mansplains 3 points of damage into you. You are now outside of the car.
You got to get in like this.
He sits in the.
Please get stuck. Please show me and get stuck.
Ah, all right. You want to show her how it's done? Give me a contortions roll to get in that back seat. If you fumble, then she will laugh and laugh and laugh. And possibly jerk you right. Oh, god damn. He just whoop into the back seat. It's like watching pudding get poured into the car and it ends up as him in the back seat. He goes, bah. He mansplains contortions to you, and you're like,
shoot. He did it.
If he's in the back, then we must be up front.
All right, like that?
Well, I was going to say, you don't even need to roll if you just want to get in the front. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. She is fucking in the back seat next to you. Reb, you are the only one not in the car. There's nobody in the front seat. Back seat's full. You want to just get in the driver's seat and fucking take off?
I'm just driving now.
Give me a drive auto roll for...
Glenn, are you going to contort out?
Glenn begins making weird noises as you hop in the driver's seat.
What's that? Medium modern land or medium modern land?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
I signed for this car.
Yep. No.
He's not sure which way he's going, but by God, you're making good time. You hear dark muttering from the back seat, something about signing or whatever. You ignore it and put the pedal to the metal.
If we go fast enough, we'll get there sooner.
Does anybody want to try navigating to let him know which way he should be going?
Yes.
Yes.
They both begin looking at the maps and stuff. They seem content in the back seat. You have become a chauffeur.
To Burlington, Reb. All right, navigate by half.
They both begin telling you which direction to go. She's doing a better job. He's just yelling, left, damn it, left. And she's like, if we go over this, and he's like, left, left. And she's like, but the left isn't for another 212 meters. And you're like, cut to. Eventually, you guys argue your way to Burlington. It's a town, it's about 20,000 people. It sits on the east bank of a big fucking lake. This looks like the kind of place that has barge traffic and shit going through it. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I got some photos.
Barge traffic.
Barge traffic, yes. Because there's nothing that says modern like fucking...
Erie Canal?
What?
The Erie Canal?
I have no clue. Not a clue. As far as I know, they just fucking go up and down the lake and like it. But let's see. Here's some various pictures to tell you what Burlington's like. They have a university there. Here's a typical street corner. Here's what the waterfront looks like. It's not nearly as sleazy as many of the waterfronts. Now, all the pics are near the bottom. Here is a overly confusing map that actually has nothing to do with anything. And also when you're heading in, you see this sign. It's up above the other stuff there. And
Champ sightings.
yeah, welcome to pictures. I got pictures and this shit. Yeah, it looks like there's something called Champ here. That's apparently what the town's big on, famous for. You're not sure exactly what the deal is with it, but it seems to be a thing here. Like, welcome to the home of Champ and stuff. When you drive into the town, they got like Champ Diner, post office, souvenir shops that sell a lot of Champ merchandise, whatever the fuck that is.
Does it say Bulwaga Bay?
Maybe. It's just a sign to show you how important Champ is here. I don't know if there's any names that matter on it. You do notice that there's, as you guys are pulling up to get yet more gas, essentially, you guys have spent like 6-8 hours in the car. Mark off $30 total on gas. As you're pulling up to another gas station to keep your car topped off, included in the $30, because it's always a good idea to keep your car topped off. You see some various kids playing and stuff. Just kind of stop and look at you guys like you may be the most interesting thing going on, as opposed to scratching in the dirt. Other people are wandering around. You don't see bicycles chasing people around. Maybe they killed them all. You don't know. It looks like a normal kind of fairly busy small town, but it doesn't look like your native Burlington.
So this is actually Vermont, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, I have no idea how you got there in just a few hours, but by God, you drove all the way because there are no airplanes. You notice that, Reb, right away? You have not seen nor heard one fucking airplane the whole time you've been here. Zero. You've seen zero airport advertisements, all that shit. Where do you want to go in town?
Okay.
So we just go to the souvenir shops while we're here?
Do you...
There's one. There's one.
How fresh off the boat are you, Reb? Do you have any gear?
He's getting ready to buy some at a souvenir shop.
Got like a pocket knife and Leatherman and about that, just not much more than that.
Got a what?
Pocket knife and Leatherman.
A
He
knife?
pulls out a small man made
A
entirely of
Leatherman
leather.
Knife. It's a type of knife, not two separate tools.
They are two separate tools. A Leatherman is a separate tool to a pocket knife.
Okay.
A knife and a multi-tool?
Yeah.
I like how Glenn's unable to understand Reb. That's cool, because I understand him just fine, but it's funny that Glenn doesn't. He's like, what? What? What?
Yeah, are you good with a knife?
Pocket knife, yeah.
He shows you this really small knife, and you're like, stabs you in the eye.
Sometimes things get dicey. And I've got a sword.
Okay.
You don't see a sword, but trust me, I've got a sword.
I'm pretty good with some guns, but I don't have any.
Do you want to, since you're driving, do you want to just pull up at one of the souvenir shops there, Reb?
Yeah, may as well. That's right. So.
He pulls up the car in front of like two sticks that come up out of the ground, go up about a meter, and then have another stick as a crossbar. Gets out of the car, tosses the reins over the stick.
Mm-hmm. Close the car off.
Uh-huh.
Good boy, you stay there.
You guys stand there. Do you two want to get out of the car? You don't need to roll every time. I'm just asking if you want to get out of the car. Or you can just sit in there and stare at him as you wander.
Get out of the way. I'm mosey into the store.
All right, give me a mosey roll.
I'm getting out of the car.
Okay.
Let's see if I can mosey.
I'm curious.
Nah.
All right, no problem. It's apparently been too long since the last bathroom break for him, you guys are thinking as he goes into the shop.
Nope, nobody.
It's been a long time between bathrooms and stuff. Anyway, you guys head in. It just shows like you guys all walking like really awkwardly into his shop, and it just shows like Sleestack behind the counter watching like, Jesus. These fucking weird creatures can't even walk and shit. You guys kind of come in, it's like walking around without. I'm imagining just don't bend your knees and walk around. That's kind of what I'm imagining going on. It just shows him watching you guys. Inside of the shop, the Champ merchandise. Champ appears to be kind of like a Loch Ness monster type creature, but more of like a alligator body with like the head that comes up and kind of like an alligator head, but a super long neck, like maybe an alligator is hiding inside of another alligator using a or like a giraffe is hiding inside of an alligator and using a periscope. I don't know, something like that. But there's like plush toys, keychains, pocket fobs, coffee mugs, plates, dishes, fancy plates, dishes, spoons that have like the big back end so nobody's actually going to fucking use the spoon, so you get a big picture of it on there. All kinds of this junk. Pretty much almost any backpacks, bags, workout clothes, cod pieces. The range goes on and on. They haven't got anything naughty, unfortunately. It's all very family friendly. I mean, aside from the cod pieces, that's the most racy thing. But you can have a really big cod piece that has like Champ's grinning face looking out at the world. You're thinking Freddie might like one of those, actually. It's only $14.95 too. So
The Black Russian.
I want to get a full set of champ clothes, so the shirt and the top, and also get the hat with the big.
All right, he buys all the champ. He buys a champ outfit. It is the most gaudy shit. Let's see, it's $60 all in. It's not the expensive one, but it definitely marks you as a tourist and easy sell.
Yeah.
And I changed into it.
No problem. Guys, happy to have you do it. What?
Thought you didn't have any money.
You gave me some money.
The look on his face.
I gave you money.
That was for the ID.
Well, he spent it on this instead, so good on you. Just mark off $100, and now he's dressed up in some wonderful shit.
Give me my money back. I go talk to the
proprietor's like, all right, yeah, you can change over in the dressing room, sir. You have yourself a nice day, or ma'am.
So, you know anything about Champ?
He just slowly revolves his head around and looks at you. It just shows all this Champ merchandise all around him. And he goes, a bit. I mean, if you've got a real, well, my brother's cousin's girlfriend's sister's driver, she saw it. And it was just terrifying and stuff. And it all started in the full moon. And she was out in a rowboat because she had to go and visit her paramour, but he was across the lake and her parents didn't want him to know and stuff. And sure, the lake is, 10 kilometers and 17 kilometers across, but she really wanted to see her boyfriend. So she was out rowing across. And she saw him, and he looked at her, and it was horrible. And she screamed and fainted, and then when she came to, she was dead, but she got better. Wow. And that's how we know.
So Champ is a he?
Well, I'm not really sure. I mean, if you're wanting to ask all these technical questions, you could probably consult the town expert.
Ooh, who's that?
Robert Ball. He's the man to ask about Champ stuff. He works Ball. The way you have a regular ball, except there's an H in there somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe the H is printed on the ball. Anyway, he works down at. He's part of the Burlington Port Authority. He manages the city docks, so you can find him down at the docks. Anything you want to know about Champ, he knows about Champ.
Great.
But you know what would really help you to get in better with Champ is a Champ ashtray. Do you smoke?
Of course.
Well, here you go. He's showing you the various ashtrays and stuff that have Champ on them. This one's got little mountains, and you can put your cigarette between the mountains.
Well, I already have an ashtray.
Well, does she smoke?
What we really want is like a Champ calling whistle type thing.
He pulls out a tray of them, and only $3 each. He offers you various Champ whistles.
Excellent.
I'm looking to see if they sell Ovaltine.
No, but they have Champ Brew, which is some sort of powdered stuff that you mix with milk, and then it makes the milk green.
Green milk.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Just like Aunt Beru used to make.
They also have Champ cereal, which is apparently part of a balanced breakfast. And looking at the box, you're thinking it's the part that gets thrown out.
Okay, let's go.
Are you sure you don't need an ashtray? You get it for her, says the guy.
She doesn't smoke.
It's a good reason to start.
Never on purpose.
Well, you could accidentally start smoking, and then you have the ashtray handy. It's a win-win. And it's only $5.
Get in the driver's seat, light up a cigarette.
No problem. You go out, the car's just fucking starting to fill with this foul-smelling smoke. Your veganism screams at you to kill the shit out of the person smoking. Or at least say something snide to him about, how it's your lungs and stuff. Or possibly garrote him. You're in the back seat. Fuck it. I mean, it'd be easy. It looks like Reb. It looks like you've been relegated to the. I'm guessing that Dana's getting back in the back seat because she likes it, or do you like being driven around? Okay. She's in the back seat, so Reb, you can either get in the back seat and sit with her, or you can sit shotgun.
Well, the first thing I do is untie the car.
All right, no problem. You want to hitch the card? Damn, you take a card. I'm just planning on having a hitching post down as you guys drive off.
Oh, play immediately. Magic item goes bye-bye.
Does anybody in the party actually have any magic items? Remember, trump cards do count.
Yes.
Cool. Between you and Sheila, figure out who gets rid of one. Because I know that Jameis has no magic items, so he is safe. And
except for his 2 trump cards.
What's that?
I've got the tarot cards.
Tarot cards, yeah.
If they were activated and not used, they would definitely count. But right now, they're just in potentia. I mean, if you bought the champ ashtray, maybe it would be magical and could have sucked up this horrible hit. But you didn't want to spend the $5 and maybe get Dana to start smoking.
Trump card.
Okay. I mean, you could have got Dana to fucking start smoking and shit so she could enjoy her ashtray and lung cancer. Yeah, well. Anyway.
So,
but it's vegan.
Reb, are you good with a pistol?
Yeah.
All right. I've got a pistol if you need to borrow a weapon.
Yeah, I trained in the army.
Or we could try and buy you one.
You notice that when he moves his head, he's got like a little champ face thing on the top of the hat. And if he does this, it makes the jaw open and close and shit. So if he's talking and he's like, doing this, then it looks like it's also talking. It's really distracting as shit. You're just like, who's talking to me? Just so you know. Oh yeah, this is the biggest quiche or cheesy item shit you've ever seen in your life. And he is festooned with it.
How you gotta fit in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Looking out the window and seeing no one wearing anything really close to this.
Take a card, Sheila, as you guys slowly drive through town. But you guys do notice, give me empathy rolls, everybody.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, by a quarter.
When they see, like, at first it's like, who are these people? And then they see fucking Reb festoon this, and they're like, fucking tourists. And it's just like off switch for interest. It's like, nope, don't give a shit about that. And then they just go, before it's like, what's all this? Oh, fucking tourist. And then they would just, seriously, it's like an off switch. You're like, it's like kind of fucking magic. They have been programmed to ignore tourists. Even if they are some other weird race of creature that maybe they haven't seen here before, it's tourists, so they don't care. You're starting to wonder if Reb is crazy or brilliant.
That is a false dichotomy.
It could be both, I agree. So, right, where would you guys like to go to now?
Let's go visit St. John Sinclair. Our ME.
No problem.
Sinclair.
Cut to St. John Sinclair, the county coroner of Burlington. You guys head over to the coroner's office and such, and you meet up with him. It looks like they're using the same Sleestack suit as Henry Young as this guy. All the Sleestacks look very, very similar to you guys, so it's like, Yeah, I mean, you two have had enough experience that you can tell some different patterns in the scales and stuff. But for Reb, they all look alike. In fact, it has like a cool cutscene where they're literally using the same costume on all of them, but they're all dressed different. Reb's like, I'm not sure who the bad guy is. He is happy to see you guys and carefully shakes claws with you. And he's like, thank you very much for coming.
No problem. We're here to help.
Great. He
Henry Young sends his regards.
He's a good man. He washes his claws, which is harder than you'd think. Eventually, he gets cleaned up, and you guys go off to like a little area. It is a coroner's place, so it does have the familiar kind of death smells mixed with the weird, what the fuck has died? Oh, it's these weird lizard things. A little different smell than humans. So it's not horrible, but it's not pleasant either. It's just weird. He says, yes. So, the bodies normally wash up within a couple 100 meters of the city docks. They don't look like they've been in there long, maybe a couple days or something like that. And we normally get about one per month over the past year. Until the latest victim, all of them were men who defied positive identification. They were poorly dressed and looked like manual laborers. Maybe itinerant workers off of some of the boats or something. A lot of alcohol, drugs, things like that in their systems. There was a couple of them that were even decapitated. I've got photographs of the various bodies if you'd like to see them.
Yes, of course.
He pulls out some photographs. Give me Sandy rolls for gross out. Unless you have gross out maxed out, and then you're like, yes, I'm fine with this. If you make it, it's 1 point. If you fail it, it's D4.
A bit of but otherwise.
All right, no problem. Be sure to mark it to your gross out, max out, and give me forensics rolls. Go team.
Forensics.
Got it.
It's obvious to you guys that these bodies weren't gnawed on over time by small fish. Except for Dana Zul. She's like, it could go either way, she says.
The chimp might be real.
About the decapitation.
Your guess with your forensics is something may have bitten the head clean off.